welcome to the channel. I'm Red Cloud, playing some more Disgaea RPG, bringing you details for the upcoming trial stage, which is going to be the Rosalind trial, but on global they've decided to call it Spar Space, which for me is probably a terrible name. They should have kept it as trial of some sort, but regardless of their translations, we're going to talk about the trial, what's going to bring you, discuss how difficult it's going to be, what to expect really, because it's a bit different from what we had before. It's not going to be the hardest thing you ever faced, but it is going to be more a battle of attrition. So let's get into it and show you what it's all about. So how does it all work? And I'm going to refer to one of my favourite internet sources, and that is the Disgaea wiki. I've had a look online at some videos as well, seeing how it all played out. It doesn't look too bad. It's just different. It's different sort of gameplay. So the basis of it is that you get 100 turns. That's the first thing you need to know. And it's unlikely for a lot of players that you're going to beat this stage in that 100 turns. And then once those 100 turns have finished, that team that you've used, you can no longer use those units. So they'll get chucked out, and you'll have to take in another team and try to beat it again in 100 turns. So the better your box, the better chance you have of actually beating these trials. So HP wise, Rosalind is going to have an enormous health bar. Let me scroll down and show you the picture. This is a health bar. There's lots of rewards attached to it, so as you knock down this health bar, you do get each of those rewards on there. But in terms of this health bar, that first team you take in, on the screen here, you've got the Archangel Flon, a Ros unit, King Krocheskoi. Once that team loses, or once that team had run out of turns, so the 100 turns, they're no longer usable. So you take in your second team, and Rosalind's health bar will remain where it was when the first team's battle ended. The stage also has 3 different difficulty levels. So on here, what the JP one was calling it was Evil, Shura, and Rakshasa, if I'm saying that correctly. On global, I'm not sure what they're going to call them. This may differ a little bit here because it's got a reprint version, so that means that on JP they have actually had this twice already, but that's just more talking about what changed in it, so it's not going to affect us too much. Now let's talk about the actual battle itself a little bit. It's not too complicated, it's not too bad really. It starts off with an Awakened Rosalind, and then her 2 side units are going to be the 2 Prinnies. As with, say, raid battles, it's going to be a good idea to actually wipe those Prinnies out first. They have low HP compared to Ros, so you can probably 1-turn them, 2-turn them, because what it's saying here is that although their HP isn't comparable to Rosalind's, their attack is. So they are going to actually hit you fairly hard. So general rule here, kill the side units first. You're going to take less damage, more survivability, you've got a better chance of beating this thing. It mentions the 100 turns, which I've already mentioned. And by 100 turns, I'll just clarify, it doesn't mean you get 100 times of all the units. It's every unit, each unit comes around. So Lahal is 1 turn, then Calidia comes, that's a turn, then say Archangel Flon comes, that's 3 turns you've had now. Now in terms of gameplay and what Rosalind's going to do, what sort of move she's got, how she can be debuffed and things like that, it is basic gameplay rules. So that means you can buff your units to the attack cap or the intelligence cap, however you want to do it, to 500%, whereas raid it's 300. For the trials it's going to be back to 500%. And then for debuffing, you can debuff Rosalind's attack, her defense, however you want to do it, her speed as well. So attack, defense, those stats are going to be up to minus 80%, and then for speed it's going to be minus 50% if that's the route you go down. That is a viable route on this one. Rosalind is fairly fast, she has a move which does buff her speed, so debuffing her speed is an actual option. The move she's going to use then, Awakening Mad Blooming Flower. I mean, these are going to be the global version of the names. I'm not remembering what they are going to be on global. She's in my box, but I'm not going to refer to that right now. But it's saying here, this first move, it's going to buff her attack, defense, and speed by 10%. Doesn't sound like a lot, but with bosses, you're probably going to feel those differences quite significantly. Also saying she has her Mortal Riverati Plus move. which is going to be that massive buff move she has. So do we call it Mortal Liberate, I think, in global? This one is going to buff her attack and intelligence by 75%. That you will notice. If she does do this move, you may struggle a bit with your weaker teams. If you've got the stronger teams out, you've been buffing them, buffing their defense, buffing their resistance, they might not feel this as much, but it still is a big increase in her stats. So one of the recent free units we got, which was Marome, she has a skill which can wipe out buffs from the enemy, so that would be a good one here to use if it was leveled up enough. Probably would have to be 5 or 6 stars, any +7 minimum, and to level cap of 9,999. But if you're in a bit of a pinch, that could actually help you here. And with each level of difficulty, so there's 3 levels, as those levels difficulties go up, her speed is going to change as well. So obviously, the faster she is, the harder the difficulty. And here is quite an important note as well. Awakened Rosalind has weaknesses to fire and star moves. This is very important. This is going to help you crush her. So we have recently Calamity Adele. He has fire attribute moves. He's going to be very good for this one. For any of your main DPSs that have fire or star moves, take them in, they're going to help you out. And also mentioning at the bottom here, one of her moves actually deducts your SP by 20. That might not affect all of us. Say you're bringing in Tyrant over the hull, he gives off SP every turn, and he comes around very quickly. If you have Archangel Flon, she is 15 SP every turn for people with defense buffs, easy to proc. So minus 20 SP doesn't actually sound like a lot. It just might screw up your plans a little bit. And what rewards can we get from this Rosalind event? On the screen here, that health bar, lots of chests along it. If I scroll down, I can show you what we can get. There is mention here of a memory, but that looks like it's only in the reprint version, so I wouldn't expect it this time. The next time this event comes along, we should be able to get this memory, but I don't think, just the wording on this, I don't think we're going to get this time, but I'm not 100% sure. But the rewards we will get, for the first level, difficulty level that is, just some quartz, HL, rainbow prinny hides, mana potion, memory enhancement pieces, and some scrolls as well to improve the chest pieces. Second difficulty, that's where you get the memory the next time it comes along. I'm pretty sure, I'm going to say I'm 95% sure we don't get it this time. But there's still 5% for me to be wrong there. More quartz, quartz again, HL, Prinny, King Scroll, Queen Scroll, same again, just more of it. And then for the hardest difficulty, 750 quartz this time, another 100 HL. So the rewards are actually pretty decent for an event which I'm going to say quite a lot of the player base are going to be able to handle, I think, this time. I think the rewards are pretty good, actually. Now, in terms of teams, how am I going to set up? How would I advise you to set up? So, I'm probably going to start with a Rainbow team. That's my favourite go-to team. Bundle up the Holes my sword. Probably Calamity Adele. I'll see how I'm feeling, because I might go for Full Vessel Flon. Then I'll bring in a Tyrant over the Hole. So I've got 2 buffers there. Then we're going to bring in healers and debuffers. So Archangel Flon has now replaced Tyrant over the Hole. But no, put him back. She can heal you if you need it. Regularly, you'll be buffing your units for basic stat buff. That means you get the SP at the end of her turn. Also means that probably Calamity Adele's going to be getting the critical damage buff, which is what you want. Mine's built as gun, so hopefully he should get it off fairly regularly. And then I'm really liking Beach Lucy at the minute. She has been phenomenal. When I reviewed Beach Lucy, I was happy that she's coming out in the game. She looks awesome, but I didn't fall head over heels for the unit itself and what it can bring. I was very wrong about that. She is one of the best supports in the game. She is amazing. Her whole kit is very good. Hopefully I can get my level up to the cap. Mine's only 5 stars, so I'm going to see if I can 6-star her. I don't know if I'll be able to. If I get to the cap, hopefully she can survive it with all the buffs she's getting, say from Tyrant over the Hull and Archangel Flon as well. So hopefully she can survive. If not, I'm thinking Liazarosa could be a good alternative. She has that healing every turn. That's quite good as well. Even a unit like Maid in Sicily, she can handle that aspect of the game. You might not even need to take in 2 healers, but the only reason I'm mentioning it, I want my Archangel Flon to be mostly buffing my units and not actually healing them. But that would be my first team. And then if they get wiped out, I've got a second Tyrant Overlord of the Hull. I've got a second Archangel Flon. She's not very strong yet, so she might be out of it. I can put Fallen Vessel Flon in. We can take out Thunderlord of the Hull. Maybe put in Flame Lord Margarita. Again, that's building a rainbow team. So we've got Fist, Monster Physical, Bow, Spear. We have to drop Maid in Sicily. Well, actually, Maid in Sicily could be in this role here, because I don't think my Archangel Flon, the second one's going to be strong enough. My Rosalind Frostlord's not really strong enough for it, I don't think. Maybe I could take in Devil Girl Elizabeth, but then that's going to ruin Tyrant Overlord the Hull because they're both spears, and that ruins Flame Lord Margarita. But I could always just drop Flame Lord Margarita for possibly someone like Malzeno. He has his Battle Warcry move, so I know that he can give an attack buff to Full Vessel Flon. He's not too bad of a secondary DPS. I believe he has Mega Armor Break, because I want to be debuffing Ros. If not, Tyrant Overlord the Hull does have Mega Armor Break, so I can use that as well. But looking at that already, you can see after just 2 teams, I've become a bit stuck. My other units lack quite a bit of investment. Overlord Asagi, I know she's only level 506 there, but she is close to 9,200, I think, so I could get her up. King Krajewski's, he's not very strong yet. Desco, Zeno, could be a DPS for me as well. I could probably build a little monster team with Eusalia, Saint Etna with her revive skill. That can be quite handy as well. But this mode, it just really is a test to your actual box. If you can't beat it first time, or even second time, on this hardest difficulty, if you're not a whale, you haven't maxed out so many units, they haven't got high NEs, you might notice you're going to struggle a little bit here. But there you have it. That is a little insight into Spar Space, the Rosalind trial battle, as we're probably going to be called on global in the Discord chats. Let me know in the comments below, what sort of teams are you thinking of running? What sort of strategy are you going for? Maybe you're just going to brute force it. Maybe you'll play it very tactically. Let me know below. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you do, please hit like and subscribe, and I will see you again very soon. Bye.